The E-Flite Night Timber X. What a beautiful plane. But I'm going to have to erase the entire receiver and start over. I think that's my only hope at fixing this mess. What in the heck is up with my elevator on this beautiful Night Timber X? This thing is awesome to fly. It's like the best plane for when the evening is approaching and you want to get one last battery pack in, but it's borderline too dark. Now you have the perfect plane to do that. But my elevator is acting funky. If you want to win a jet like this, all you have to do is subscribe. Click the like button and leave a comment. And then ring the bell so you don't miss my next video. At 1,000 subscribers, we gave this jet away. At 5,000, we're going to give another one. I don't know what it is yet. We'll see when that time comes. So hey, subscribe guys. Happy flying. When I use the flaps. So right now I'm going to do a full flap, and I want you to look at the elevator. Why does it do that? So when I deploy the flaps, the first second or two, the airplane is shooting to the moon until the elevator makes its full, down elevator mix. Let's go flap up. Then the elevator comes back up. And right now Safe Select is off. Half. Then the elevator does that. Let's do full. And it didn't that go around. Up. Then the elevator does that. So, do I need to completely reprogram the receiver as if it's a brand new bind and fly and start over? I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. I've got my USB program cable. I'm going to connect it to the computer and reinstall the Night Timber X into it, and then we'll see if that does it. If not, maybe we have a bad elevator servo. We did replace the elevator servo when this thing was new, and the one they sent me was not exactly what I took out of it. It was the same size, same brand, etc., but it was like a model number or two off. I can't remember exactly. I can tell you this, the servo horn that came off the bad servo would not go on the new servo. So there was a different teeth count for sure. So I say I get the wing off, get the USB program cable plugged into the receiver, and then we just wipe the receiver clean and put the Night Timber X back into it. Let's do that. Okay, before I connect it to the USB program cable and reinstall the E-Flite Night Timber X profile into the receiver, I'm going to go in forward programming and just factory reset this receiver. Just get rid of it. So now the receiver should be, yep, it's definitely bad because look at the elevator, it's going the wrong way. Elevator up and it's down. Okay, so the receiver is wiped. The USB program cable is plugged into the bind program SRXL2, the very first spot just to the left of number 1. You can see me wiggling the wire here, a little different color orange. Now we need to plug it into the laptop. Alright, got the Spectrum USB program cable plugged into the receiver, plugged into the side of the computer. Spectrum programmers pulled up on the computer. I got the E-Flite Night Timber X Safe Select profile loaded up on the computer. It's very important that you don't have any other battery source powering your airplane at this time, because your computer is going to power the receiver. If you have two sources of power, not going to be good. So the first thing you do is click power cable. Then there's a warning about powering the plane. You can see the Night Timber X lit up, and it says the model settings on the device don't match those on the computer. Which would you like to use? And for some reason it just does that sometimes. So let's click select, and now the E-Flite Night Timber X is in the receiver just as if it's brand new. So we'll see it on the transmitter where we can do safe select first time and all that stuff. So let's get the NX6 back out. So it's completely reflashed or programmed just as if it's a new bind and fly that I've already bound. So powering the plane, getting rid of the plane stand, setting it level so it'll initialize. Good deal. Now let's take a look at the transmitter. Okay, so let's pull up the forward programming. And safe select. We need to put that on the gear channel, which we need to select a channel. So the gear. All right. When I have the switch back, I want safe on. All right. So when the switch is forward, I want safe off. Yep, safe off. And when the switch is back, safe on. Perfect. So that's how I like to fly. Just look in here for a second. Yep, there's the same gains that it had prior. So we have the Night Timber X back into the receiver, and now the elevator should work the right way, and it does. So we need to see if our elevator flap situation is fixed. So even though we wiped the receiver clean and then we put the Night Timber X back on it, that hasn't changed any of the transmitter settings. So our flaps are all the same in the transmitter. So let's do full flap. Safe is off. And let's see what the elevator does. And it still did it. Next, I'm going to get a servo and plug it into the elevator servo port. And we'll just watch the servo laying on the bench here. So I have unplugged the elevator servo and plugged this little servo with this little blue flag so that we can kind of see it a little better. So now that's going to be our elevator controls. On with the NX6. She's on. Now I'm going to power up the Night Timber X. Notice that the elevator did not move on the airplane. And you see our elevator moving right here. And we got a low smart battery in the airplane alarm. All right, so I'm going to do it like this so you can see the flaps and the servo. And hopefully we just got another bad elevator servo. Then we'll see what happens. So full flap. And it did it. No flap. So there's our elevator servo, full flap. And it did it again. It should not do that, guys. It should not do that. Go to my flap settings real quick. And I'm going to change it from 1 second just to normal. And we'll do full flap. And it did it again. So something is in the receiver. That should not happen. You should not deploy your flaps with a down elevator mix, and then it takes a second for the whole mix to, happen. That should not happen at all. Boy, you can sure tell when you take the flap system from a second or two to no seconds. That's super quick. So one last time, flap system speed 2 seconds. That's how the manual wants you to do it. All right, so I changed it to 2 seconds. Then here's our elevator servo, full flap. And there it goes. No flap. I'll show you guys one last thing here before we just say the heck with it. So on the flight monitor here, when you move your control surface, you can see it move right here. For example, we do full elevator and I'm in low rates. It says 69%, right? So in the flap setting, in position 2 is 100% flap with a 20% down elevator mix. So here's our flap, and here's our elevator. Full flap immediately goes to 20, and then the who knows what happens. So here's our elevator servo. Okay, I'm gonna do full flap. We're gonna see the elevator go to 20, and then it goes a little bit more. So something is wrong with the receiver, because it's done it with other transmitters. Back to the drawing board. Hey guys, subscribe if you haven't. Click the like button, leave a comment, tell your friends if you like seeing cool, interesting, RC related stuff. I'll keep on doing this as long as you guys keep on liking it. Until next time, you'll see something on the workbench. Happy flying.